Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering the NBA playoffs. We'll also be talking about where Jared Goff's extension leaves Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. We'll also be discussing the UC president recommends UCLA pay Cal Berkeley $10 million per year for the next 6 years. Since we did not cover our dating horror stories yesterday, I decided that we would do that today instead of our feel-good stories, and make sure that you guys stick around for later in the show when we will be diving into our oddities of the day. Before we start, though, I just wanted to ask that you guys like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tips and donation link is gsmcpodcast.net. Let's just put your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also really helps the show. Hello, Tate. How are you today?
I am good, but I almost had another heart attack while you're doing the intro. Okay, first off, we had some serious technical issues yesterday,
Yes, we
and and we're not able to do a show.
Yeah.
So today I told Faith right before the show, I'm rebooting my computer and everything to make sure there's no issues on my side. Faith did the same thing. And then I realized, I'm like, oh crap, I rebooted my computer, but I never saved my notes for today's show. So I was like, as you're doing the intro and I'm trying to get my notes back up, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I lost my notes. Luckily, my computer did an auto save.
Oh, good.
And I
good.
have my notes. If not, I'd be like, that's it. Goodbye, cruel world.
Well, don't worry. We got it all figured out.
Okay. And then today, actually kind of exciting because it's our new format.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing, instead of 4 15-minute segments, we are doing 5 12-minute segments.
Yes.
Makes it for a more a little bit more content.
Yeah, more information.
Not so drawn out segments. I think it'll help liven up the show a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So excited about that.
Yeah. Alrighty,
Right.
well, with that, let's just dive right into it. So for our first segment, we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, and we're first going to be starting out with the Celtics and the Cavaliers. So this story, I believe, comes from Yahoo Sports. So the Celtics.
Wow, that's a different one. Not the Celtics, not the Celtics. You just threw in a third name.
So the Celtics take a 3-1 series lead over the Cavs, who were missing Donovan Mitchell. So Jayson Tatum scored 33 points and Jaylen Brown added 27, leading the Boston Celtics to a 109-102 win over the shorthanded Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 4 of their second-round NBA playoff matchup. With the victory, the Celtics have a 3-1 lead in the best-of-7 series with an opportunity to close it out on Wednesday in Boston. Cleveland faced a major uphill climb without Donovan Mitchell, who was sidelined with a calf strain. Mitchell averaged 29.6 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 4.7 assists in Cleveland's first 10 games during the postseason, practically providing a one-man offense. The question for Game 4 was whether others could make up for that production. Cleveland was also without Jarrett Allen, who has missed 7 consecutive games with a right rib contusion. For the Celtics, Kristaps
Kristaps Porzingis. I know that
there
one.
you go. Was sidelined for the 5th straight game with a calf injury, but the team is encouraged by him being able to do some light work on the court with Game 4. The Cavs put together an admirable group effort to cover for their star's absence. Darius Garland had his best game of the series, scoring 30 points with 7 assists for the Cavs. Evan Mobley finished with 19 points and 9 rebounds, and Caris LeVert also scoring 19, and Max Strus adding 15. Strus also combined 7 rebounds and 7 assists, but fouled out with 1 minute 15 remaining in the game. Cleveland rallied to take a 65-64 lead in the third quarter. However, a team that had difficulty scoring even with Mitchell on the floor, and little depth in the lineup ultimately faltered.
Okay. Now, this game from the top, the minute you say the Cavs do not have Donovan Mitchell, you didn't really give him much of a chance at all.
Right.
Mitchell's been the heart and soul of this team, averaging right about 30 points a game throughout the playoffs. I think it's like 29 point something percent, but almost 30 points a game. He's the heart and soul of the team. The Celtics already the better team, the deeper team. And so, honestly, I didn't think this is going to be much of a competitive game. And I was surprised at how well the Cavaliers hung in there and fought so hard during this game. This game, it kind of seems like the Celtics, statistically, they're a great team. But I don't feel like sometimes they play like a great team. You can catch the Celtics slipping. And this was a very competitive game, even without Donovan Mitchell. Surprisingly, this should have been a blowout instead of a close win. You can't blame it on Tatum or Brown. Tatum, 33 points, 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 27 points. That three-pointer at the end really was the difference. What kind of separated this game that Jaylen Brown took at the very end. Man, I don't understand why a team like the Celtics don't go through and just take it to them. This should have been a start to finish blowout. When you tell me, no Jarrett Allen, no Donovan Mitchell, this should not have been a competitive game. But the Celtics are just kind of like, we're just pacing ourselves. We're doing what we do. So they won the game. This series is almost over. I also find it kind of interesting that LeBron was at that game. First off, when I say this, I'm from the Cleveland area. I'm a LeBron supporter. I'm a Laker fan. Always have been a Laker fan. LeBron is a very calculating guy. He never puts himself, he knows what he's doing. I kind of thought, it was just a chance to grandstand and get his face out there and start the speculation. Does he want to come back to Cleveland? Is he going to stay with the Lakers? Knowing how savvy LeBron is, I thought it was him trying to put himself in the picture, as in so to start to talk about could he go back to Cleveland. So that's my take on that one. We'll leave it at that because I know we got to move on to the second game.
Yes. So our second game is the Oklahoma City Thunder and
Dallas Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Listen, girl, I got your back.
I couldn't find the other team on here when I was looking for it.
Listen,
okay.
You're the peanut butter, I'm the jelly. We work together.
So, is it Shia?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
There you go. Okay. Was making his normal share of shots through three quarters for Oklahoma City. Most of his teammates weren't until it mattered most. So Gilgeous-Alexander scored 34 points and the Thunder overcame a Mavericks franchise playoff record 13 blocks rally for a 100-96 victory Monday night to even their Western Conference semifinal series at 2-2. Chet Holmgren and Lou Dort hit clutch three-pointers late, and Jalen Williams drove for a dunk and a 94-91 lead with 1 minute and 29 seconds remaining as Dallas players and coaches screamed for a double dribble call. Crew chief Zach Zarb.
I don't know where you're. I gotta see what. I don't know what you were looking for.
Zarba, I think. said,
I'm just going to trust you on this one.
said in a pool report that the video confirmed officials were correct not calling the double dribble, saying Williams never had control of the ball before grabbing it with two hands and started his dribble. The teams split a pair on each other's home court. Game 5 is Wednesday night in Oklahoma City. The Mavericks' last chance to tie came with 10.1 seconds left when trailing by 2. Luka Doncic had 2 free throws, but the Dallas superstar missed the first part of a dismissal. 12 for 23 effort by the Mavs from the line. Oklahoma was 23 for 24. Backed by one of the best defensive efforts of the season, the Mavs led by 14 early in the second half, but their offense disappeared from there and the Thunder slowly came back. Oklahoma City went in front for the first time since early in the game and for good, and Holmgren's 3 for an 89-86 lead with 3 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. So,
okay, first off, the Mavericks have to go back, watch this game, and they have to be sick because they kind of blew this game, in my opinion. Luka didn't play incredibly well. Kyrie Irving didn't play incredibly well. Yes, Luka got a triple-double, 18, 12, and 10. But he almost got a quadruple-double because he had 7 turnovers. You throw in 3 more turnovers, and that's a quadruple-double in a bad way. Kyrie, 9 points, 9 assists. These guys can never, it seems like for some reason, Kyrie and Luka, which that's their superstars, can never put a game together where they're both amazing at the exact same time. Mm-hmm. And with these games being so tight, they need it incredibly bad. And it's unfortunate that they can't seem to put 2 games together. And if Luka's not doing well and Kyrie's not doing well, they can't win, unfortunately. You look around at OKC, and it's kind of funny to say this, but when you look at OKC and say SGA just went off, just doing the alphabet mafia on that one, 34 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, was a big part of the rally on a 14-point rally. They went on a 9-0 fourth quarter run. SGA was everywhere. Chet Holmgren, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 4 nice blocks. The OKC just really put on a nice run where I felt like the Mavs just kind of faded down the stretch. This is going to be a great series, but the Mavs have to figure out a way to get Luka and Kyrie to put together a game where they're both performing at their peak if they want to win and walk out of this series and continue on, because they've yet to do it. So that's the thing I'm looking for. The Mavs have to be sick because they could have taken this game. When they go back and look at this, it's kind of like they left a lot of meat on the bone tonight, and disappointing. So Faith is like,
all of his analogies today are very good.
Girl, I'm in mid-season form here.
Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about where Jared Goff's extension leaves Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.